Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, present the SmackDown Ring Report. WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns makes his return to SmackDown since WrestleMania after he defeated Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns back on the blue brand, and what's his intentions for the bloodline, including the Usos, what the Usos, what they did wrong, and how Roman's going to justify that coming up, as well as this. Come on, lady, come on. Well as this. We got two triple threat matches continuing on for the World Heavyweight Championship. As you see right here, AJ Styles goes one-on-one against Rey Mysterio and Edge, both two Hall of Famers. Rey Mysterio and Edge trying to relive their glory after they won the World Heavyweight Championship almost nearly 15 years ago to the day. Could they relive that glory? We'll talk about it coming up, as well as another qualifying match for the World Heavyweight Championship, as two former world champions battle to once again win a world championship. Bobby Lashley and Sheamus, both former WWE champions, are in the hunt for the world title, as well as the future of WWE. Austin Theory is in the hunt. Can Austin Theory become the man and become the next? Could he be coming in the finals to become the next World Heavyweight Champion? We'll have two triple threat matches, as well as one semifinal matches. Who's going to advance as well as this. We're going to continue on talking about Tony Khan, that historic announcement that's coming up this week that he said he's going to make next week. We'll talk about that as well. That's the Pro Wrestling Show. Starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the SmackDown Ring Report. I won't show Tony Khan, but we'll get to him a little bit later on in the show. But like we said, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe means caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Like we said, we got a jam-packed show for you right now. Roman Reigns, the undisputed champion, makes his appearance since WrestleMania. Since retaining his championship, he's marking 1,000 days. Roman coming with some more news. I thought he was going to be he was going to get a contender or something, what they should have done. Also, the two World Heavyweight Championship qualifying matches for the two triple threat matches between Theory, Rey Mysterio, Edge, AJ Styles. We said again, Theory, the United States champion, the future of WWE, Bobby Lashley, and Sheamus. So we're going to not waste no time whatsoever. We're going to kick things off with this. We're going to kick things off with one of the World Heavyweight Championship matches. We told you, Edge and Rey Mysterio are aiming for world gold. They want to win the gold. But AJ Styles, a former World Heavyweight Champion as well. All three men are former world champions in their own right. Notably, all three men has held the WWE Championship, the richest prize in the game right now in our industry, and it's on SmackDown, but they're going to keep those titles stay put. You got two world titles on SmackDown and one world title on Raw. Wow. Well, we was determined to see who was going to win between this dream match, this triple threat match between these two. And the things kicked off, as you see right here. Rey Mysterio aiming. Who can forget Rey Mysterio's dream of winning the world championship? It started at the Royal Rumble in 2006. Rey Mysterio outlasting a whole hour to win the Royal Rumble and won the world title at WrestleMania. At that time, the World Heavyweight Championship, when he was called the World Championship. Edge also played a key role. Who can forget Edge's moment when he cashed in Money in the Bank to win his world title in 2006 as well, earlier that year against John Cena. Well, Edge wants that opportunity and that smoke. He was going to get it. Another person, we'll talk about Sheamus a little bit later, but this match right here was built on that nutrition. Who was going to emerge victorious and become the next, who's going to put themselves in world title contention? Well, it was a great match back and forth between Edge and Rey Mysterio and John and AJ Styles. But AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, emerged victorious and now punches his ticket to the semifinals. Who AJ Styles was going to meet? AJ Styles pinned, I think, Rey Mysterio to get the opportunity. Edge really did his best, but it wasn't proved to be. Who knows? Edge might get a crack at it one day. Might get a crack at Roman. But I look at it like this: whoever wins this match, all these triple threat matches should have been the match for Roman. I mean, it should have made most sense. But SmackDown wanted to put them in a world title situation that's a title that's exclusive to Raw, which didn't make no sense whatsoever. But hey, it is what it is. But in my point of view, it's like you can still do the two world triple threat matches, but have it be for their respective shows, the respective title, their respective brands. They didn't do that, but it is what it is. Speaking of that, we saw earlier, we told you as well. So as we see AJ Styles looking at the world title, could that be a precursor to what AJ Styles might get? Only time will tell. But AJ Styles in the driver's seat right now. We also move over forward to this. Austin Theory, who could be possibly a future world champion someday. Theory took on Lashley. Lashley, a former WWE champion, as well as Sheamus, a former champion. These men won a battle for the championship. Who's going to advance on? And it was Lashley used his power, his speed, his quickness. Sheamus using his brawling techniques. Theory, a little bit of both speed, power, agility, you name it. But who's going to emerge victorious? Right here. The almighty Bobby Lashley, who could probably be a possible contender against for Roman down the road whenever we may see that. Roman Reigns putting himself in a lot of title contention. Well, I mean, like Lashley and all them, like these six men could be future contenders for Roman's title. I think Roman got to watch out and stuff. But like I said, Roman Reigns getting that they're getting that opportunity to take down the tribal chief. But we know now Lashley will go against AJ Styles in the main event in the semifinals for the who's going to advance to crown to Night Champions to meet the Seth Rollins for the World Championship. And we found out later on. We'll find out later on in the show. Well, we'll tell you this also too. Grayson Waller, new stars from NXT, making their way. Grayson Waller being greeted by WWE official Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce welcomed Grayson Waller to the Grayson Waller effect. Grayson Waller, with that. So we have to wait and see what Grayson Waller is going to bring. But we found out too, Grayson Waller is going to be welcoming a special guest soon on this show. And that special guest right here. Grayson Waller is going to welcome whoever wins this championship. Whoever. Okay, that's the bottom line. Who's going to advance?
Hold on, y'all. Who's gonna advance? Who's gonna advance? We'll see a little bit later on in the show. So we'll see coming up on the pro wrestling show right here. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Also, too, more new NXT faces. There's a lot of NXT faces going on. Pretty Deadly made their appearance. Pretty Deadly showcasing. They're trying to pick a fight with Sheamus and you know who. And Pretty Deadly with the Brawling Brutes. One thing about Pretty Deadly, they Pretty Deadly are dead. The Brawling Brutes are actually too pretty and too deadly. It was kind of like basically trying to call out their manhood and stuff. But Pretty Deadly kind of got offended. But yeah, yeah, I don't like they did, but and stuff. So Pretty Deadly gonna probably interfere with the Brawling Group eventually. Let's see that. That was kind of funny. Pretty Deadly getting called out. So let's see. Also, too, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns made a rare appearance on SmackDown. Roman Reigns coming back to the blue brand that now he's exclusive to. Roman coming out there and Roman saying Roman asking the Usos why they couldn't get the job done winning the tag team championships and they had an opportunity to win it. But Roman also played core to what was going on. Roman kind of saying to himself, like, hey, I gave y'all these chances after chances after chances, and y'all still can't get the job done. Then Roman's like he's sick and tired of playing these games with the Usos. The Usos are kind of like, hey, we trying our best, Tribal Chief. And then they brought up who the greatest tag team in the Samoan dynasty. And said that the Wild Samoans are the greatest tag team. I know that kind of thing. That kind of caused a or a stir on what's going on. Roman kind of suing his own ego and what he said. He said that, and he kind of told Jimmy and Jay, "You need to act up and straighten up, or else." So Roman decides that he's gonna place himself in Solo, going for the tag team titles to show the Usos that they can probably beat them. Now I don't know why Roman wants to do that and feel the need to put salt in the wound with the Usos. I mean, the Usos are a great tag team. They're the longest reigning tag team champions all time. But I don't. I feel like Roman Reigns being over overutilized over that. Why at night champions go for a tag team title when you're the world champion? You shouldn't be trying to go for the tag team title. You should be looking for a contender so it can make your championships reign a little bit more stronger. I don't get that. It don't make no sense. I mean, they're wasting their time with that. But Roman's gonna get his opportunity at night champs when teams that with Solo that take on Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and night champions. I mean, don't make no sense. The world champion in a tag team championship match. This is lame duck booking. Lame duck booking. And it really is lame duck booking. So we're gonna see Roman win all the gold right here. Winning the tag team gold with the world gold. See, they're gonna have 4 belts on this man. No, he don't need all them belts right there. That's ridiculous. But that's what they want to do. And that's what's gonna happen. So who knows? So we'll see. Also, too, um, the Usos feeling salt on the wound again. Got called out by the LWO. Now they're gonna feud with the LWO. And Santos and Rey Mysterio want a piece of the Usos. The Usos, why are they in? I get that. I mean, who comes up with this stuff? Bruce Pritchard? Gotta be. This didn't make no sense, but the sense in the world, but hey, it is what it is with that Roman and stuff. Well, speaking of that, we know that speaking of tag teams, women's tag team titles on the line. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defend their goal against Bailey and Dakota Kai with Io Sky. We know Damage Control has been on the rocks. How what Damage Control went through. Well, all I can say is this: Damage Control may be on the rocks coming forward, but as we see right here, the women's tag team champion Issa and I done are watching. We don't know if they're going to unify those belts. That's what likely they're going to do. Unify those tag team women's tag team title belts. And those belts might be unified. Hopefully, it's become one. Just the championships be unified and then go through the women's championship, the women's tag team titles be called the undisputed or the unified women's tag team championships going forward, and they can go be defending all 3 brands. But the intended purpose was in the beginning. I mean, this is just crazy, but um, Bailey Bailey causing more problems, more rifts. So uh, what's her Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez continue on their roll and four. Also, too, Cameron Grimes, we told you, went against Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin calling out all the new talent. Cameron Grimes getting a new feud with Baron Corbin, and Cameron Grimes defeated Baron Corbin out of nowhere, and now Cameron Grimes goes straight to the moon with a win. I think Cameron Grimes was saying that earlier. If we get something what he had said, this is what Cameron Grimes had posted right here. It's been 15 years of busting my butt. I will never the handpicked guy. Every year the opportunities get bigger and bigger. Tonight is no different. That's when I say I'll be ready for the night and to the moon. And to the moon he did. Cameron Grimes in phenomenal shape right here. Cameron Grimes might get an opportunity down the road, so present himself, and he'll probably be a future main eventer somewhere down the road. So we'll see. Well, also too, we talked about this. What was going on? Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, now on SmackDown. Bianca Belair. I don't know what they're gonna do with those belts. It just don't make no sense with those belts. Bianca Belair holds the Raw Women's Championship, but she's drafted to SmackDown. I was assuming they was gonna give her the SmackDown Women's Championship belt, but they're not. So I mean, I'm still confused. A Raw Women's Championship on SmackDown. I mean, come on, it just don't make no sense. They could have called it something else, like she could have been the SmackDown Women's Champion. And that's went forward. I guess Vince McMahon still got a salt wound over what had happened, but I don't know what Triple H doing. It just don't make no sense. And I think they try to confuse the fans and confuse us, thinking that what they know what they know and they know what they're doing. They really don't know what they do. Depending on everything. But Bianca Belair, Oscar came out of nowhere. We thought returning to congratulate with Bianca after what had happened. And a lot of people saying they're running it back. Bianca started getting the spray mist and started acting wild hysterically. Where was her husband? He sat drafted on the same show. He couldn't come and help aid it. It's just Oscar just playing around and just spit. And I really thought somebody was gonna come out there in the crowd and just get Oscar. And Oscar had to use the green mist on them. But Oscar used that green mist to send a message to to SmackDown, the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. I'm still trying to get used to saying Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown, the Raw Women's Champion, to saying she wants that Raw Women's title back, but they're on SmackDown, and it just don't make no sense. But it is what it is. But Bianca Belair crying hysterically. And likely we might get another rematch for WrestleMania coming up at Night Champions. So we'll get to see that. Well, let's hope we get see more matches before we get to the main event. Well, I guess that's it. Well, it's main event time. And the main event is the phenomenal AJ Styles taking on Bobby Lashley. AJ Styles and Bobby Lashley, these two men. Who's going to be representing SmackDown in the semifinals for the world title? We tell you this: Lashley wants to be the next champion, but he has to go through. He has to go do this man, AJ Styles, to get to that point. Well, I thought Lashley was going to be the odds-on favorite to win it, but Lashley didn't do it. AJ Styles emerged victorious, defeating a fallen Bobby Lashley. AJ Styles now the going to the semifinal representing SmackDown to take on Seth Rollins. And could this be Seth Rollins at United Champion? Seth Rollins, but could AJ Styles hold the gold? It's just a lot of possibilities. But we could see one of these two men head the United Champions as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins representing Raw. AJ Styles representing SmackDown. One of these two men will claim that opportunity for the world title. We told you that this happened before for the Universal Championship almost 4 years ago to the date. So now 4 years later, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles at Night of Champions. So we'll get to see who's going to emerge victorious at Night of Champions. And we'll have that within 2 weeks for the Night of Champions. Predict the outcome coming your way. Speaking of that as well, Night Champions, Universal Undisputed Champion Roman Reigns defends his goal. Not defending, he goes for more gold with Solo Sikoa to take on the team of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I'm surprised Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to Saudi Arabia after they've been claiming for years they're not going, and now all of a sudden they're going. And they're going to defend those belts at Saudi Arabia. So there's going to be a moment that Roman Reigns become a quadruple champion, got the world gold. Now he's going to probably win the tag team gold, world tag team titles. Roman Reigns trying to keep his suitcase more loaded than ever. So Roman gets his opportunity within the next 2 weeks. And we'll see if Roman can get the job done in 2 weeks. So we'll see. All right. That is the SmackDown Ring report. Let's move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, as you see right here, Pat McAfee, WWE commentator, analyst, whatever it is, what to call it. Oh no. Sorry about that, folks. We didn't want to do that. Okay, we're back. We had that on that corner. Sorry about that. But as you see right here, Pat McAfee, the WWE analyst and color commentator, was embroiled in a lawsuit with NFL legend, Green Bay Packers star Brett Favre. A lot of people are alleging that Brett Favre had something to do with that Mississippi welfare scandal money allegedly. Pat McAfee, Brett Favre tried to sue Pat McAfee. McAfee saying that Brett Favre used was trying to say he was doing libel. That wasn't true. Now Pat McAfee announced that the stuff has the lawsuit has been dropped between him and Brett Favre. Now him and Brett Favre are that going to grand. So hey, good luck on that. A good congratulations Pat McAfee on his baby and stuff. Also, too, Bad Bunny, and Damian Priest, they had their match at Backlash. They Mesler gave the match 4.5 stars. That's close to 5 stars. I mean, that's impressive for WWE. Now they're gonna have to push Damian Priest. Damian Priest is in his 40s, so I guess when you're in your 40s, you're kind of like in your 20s, your 30s. Bad Bunny gave his match all. Same been trained by Brian Kendrick, so it's good for Bad Bunny. Well, good for Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, and everybody. Savio Vega, Carlito. The time was perfect and the time was right. So, also, too, here's an adorable photo from John Moxley with his daughter. And they, his wife took the picture of that with him showing his back scars from the Hellacious Steel Cage. I mean, who can forget about that slime ball? That Weasel. What's his name? Don Callis did that to his best friend. That's one thing when you think you know a slime ball and a weasel, you just know. And I hope Ken Omega gives Don Callis every receipt he can give him. I just hope so. Show him what's going on. Speaking of that, WWE star Robert Roode. Robert Roode revealed that he had surgery to go undergo his second neck surgery. Here's him in Birmingham, Alabama. I can tell that's Birmingham because you got that plate and everything else. Robert Roode with a Diet Coke. So Robert Roode make his speedy recovery. Had neck surgery. We thought he was going to come back and make a time frame. He'll be back. He'll be back strong. The former United States champion, the former Impact champion, Robert Roode, underwent surgery, and he's going to be healing. And we hope a speedy recovery for Bobby Roode. Also, as well, a lot of people are saying they're tired of the Sami Zayn situation and Kevin Owens as the hype went down for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Maybe it has, but this might pick up some little themes of Roman and Solo and how this is going to play out. Eventually, when Roman starts blaming Solo for their problems, but who knows? Well, we saw this tweet from a fan saying Grayson will invite the new world champion as first guest. Not quite so yet, but we know this. We know next week, right here. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa will have face-to-face with their challengers, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Where it's going to be talked about, only time will tell on that. Also, too, speaking of tag team tandems, the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos, team up against the Usos. And the Usos regain redemption and Roman's trust again by being the LWO. We'll see. Also, too, Pretty Deadly takes on the Brawling Brutes next week. So there's a lot of tag team factions going on. It's going to be like a tag team faction. The LWO versus the Usos next week. We'll get to see that, as well as Pretty Deadly take on the Brawling Brute in their first match on SmackDown as well. And we'll get to see Roman and Roman, Solo, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and that face-to-face next week, as well as we told you, Grayson Waller will have AJ Styles as his guest on his Grayson Waller effect on SmackDown. So we kind of know who's going to be going forward. Also, too, right here, Nick Jackson got cleared, so he's cleared to come back and compete in wrestling. Nick Jackson back. Nick Jackson, looking forward to what's going on. We'll see what Nick Jackson do coming up as well. So there's a lot going on tonight. Um, that's kind of it. We looking forward to seeing next week. Tony Khan's announcement next week. What's it going to be? What Tony Khan going to say? What collision? Will he announce collision? We have to wait and see. And why Don Callis did what he did to Ken Omega, that slimy SOB. I know a lot of slimy SOBs that's out of this world. I'll tell you that right now. So, we're going to leave you with that. We're going to leave you with this. AJ Styles celebrated for an opportunity to maybe go back to Raw and defend the World Heavyweight Championship. How that's going to work, but we'll have to wait and see. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kitty Dick, saying so long. We'll see you for the Raw Ring Report this Monday here on Connect TV. Have a great weekend.